All right, welcome back, Lincoln, Cooley Montessori, and Soda 2. Depending on when you're watching this, this might be one of the first videos you're watching or one of the last videos you're watching. But this video in particular is going to go over arrival and dismissal. If you're looking for other information or other videos about coming back to face-to-face learning at Lincoln, those videos can be found on our school district website, or you can ask any of the adults and we can help you get connected with those too. So anyway, back to arrival and dismissal. We are going to go over a few different points and we're going to talk about what that's going to look like for everybody. There's a few key things that everyone's going to share, and then we're going to break this down into grade specific content. So we're going to talk about what's going to happen for 7th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and charters, because they're all going to be a little bit different, and we're going to talk about that and break that down for you so you don't have to listen to all this information over and over again that might not really pertain to you or address some of your concerns. So the big thing to know is that if you come to school before 7:30 in the morning, you will not be able to come into the building. We're going to have something called staging areas, or kind of gathering areas, and those are where each grade is going to go, and then those grades are going to be further broken down by teams. And as we've talked about before, teams are kind of your class that you will be going with. So there's a couple of maps and some graphics I'm going to show, but that's the main thing, and the big takeaway is that before 7:30 you will not be able to enter the building. No students will be able to enter the building. Adult supervision will be available at these gathering locations at 7:15 in the morning. So if you come before 7:15 in the morning, there won't be that adult supervision. So please do not come to school before 7:15. And if you come between 7:15 and 7:30, you'll have to wait in these gathering areas, and they are all located outside. So if you'd like to come closer to 7:30, that might be a good option. If you come after 7:30, the big takeaway with this too is you will have to enter through the main entrance doors, and we'll go over that in each of your a little bit later in this video too. I'm going to show you a quick overview of what this all looks like. So this map shows where everyone's going to be getting dropped off and what that looks like for everybody. But like I said, we're going to go break this down by grade level and for charters, and we're going to talk about specifically what your plan is going to be right now. All right, charters. So we're going to talk a little bit about your plan and what it's going to look like for you guys entering the building. It is going to be a little bit different for some of you, especially than what other students, what their kind of entrance and staging plan is going to look like. So we're going to start off with Cooley Montessori, or CMAP. So Cooley Montessori, you will be getting dropped off on Division Street, and then you will be going to the community garden. So that is going to be where you get dropped off, and that's going to be your staging area. I don't have you guys marked out as the other grade levels in other cohorts and teams are, where they're all separated with cones. Your teacher will be there in that staging area, and she will make sure, Miss Dodge will make sure that everybody is where they need to be and staying socially distanced. These are the important things. What we talk about is as soon as you get on school grounds, you need to have your mask on. But because this is technically going to be school grounds and you will be starting out in the garden area, and this will be associated with school, you still need to be wearing your mask. It's really important. And when you have your mask on, you need to be wearing it where it covers your nose and your mouth. So doing that and staying socially distanced. So keeping that 6 feet of distance between you and other people. When you're at the garden, your teacher will be there kind of managing all of that. And when it is time for you to come back to the building, she will walk you back to the building and you will go in through the bike rack doors. And we'll have a picture of that so you guys know what that is in case you haven't been to the building before. Miss Dodge will be there though, and she will be able to kind of guide you and make sure you end up where you need to be. So main points, getting dropped off on Division Street, and you'll be starting out in the community garden. You'll be there until roughly 7:40, giving the other teams and classes a chance to kind of clear out of those areas so that you can enter the building without having to kind of cross paths with them. Soda 2, you will be doing something a little bit different as well. So you will be getting dropped off on 8th Street, and that's going to be different because sometimes you would get dropped off wherever. This year, we're really going to try to keep it to 8th Street. So if you're walking to school or you're getting dropped off with a car or something like that, you need to enter through the 8th Street entrance. Once you get into the 8th Street entrance, 7th and 6th graders will be staging there. So you'll probably see some cones and some different areas out on the playground, but you'll walk through the playground and go directly to the recess doors, which are where the Soda 2 entrance is going to be. Your teacher will let you in right away and you will come right into the classroom. Both of you will have the same kind of plan roughly for inclement weather or bad weather days. We're not going to kind of separate and talk about what each of that looks like, because if it isn't good weather, meaning it's rainy or too cold or just not safe for students to be outside, your teachers will tell you where you need to go and make sure that you can get into class right away. You will start out in your classrooms instead of having special staging areas like the other grades will have kind of set up with Lincoln. So if you have questions or you're not sure about what to do, definitely ask an adult, ask your teacher. We can make sure that we answer any of those questions. And if we don't know the answer to those questions, we can find out what the answer is. One big thing, I guess, to kind of know and just be aware of, if you are taking the bus to school, the bus drop-off area is on the bottom of the map. That is on Ferry Street. And as some of you might know, who might have taken the bus before, you would sometimes enter through the cafeteria doors, but we are not doing that this year. You will have to go to your staging area. So again, for Cooley Montessori, you will be going to the community garden, and for Soda 2, you will be going straight through the playground off of 8th Street and to those recess doors. All right, so that was how you enter the building based on your grade level. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about leaving the building. And leaving the building is a lot less complicated because all we have to do is follow your teacher to the fire exit. So you don't need to know where the fire exit is. Teachers are going to know where they need to drop you off and where they're taking you. The biggest thing that's going to have to happen here is that you have to stay in a single file line. You have to stay socially distanced, and you have to be wearing your mask. So when you're leaving the building, and if you are using a school mask, when you get to the exit, get to the door where you're about to leave the building and get off of the grounds of the building, then you will hand over your mask to the teacher so they can put it in the laundry bag and make sure that it gets taken care of. One of the big things with all of this is when you are on school property, you really need to have your mask on. Wearing your mask out in public and anywhere, whether you believe it or not, there is a lot of research that talks about it. And it's something that we're really focused on in this school. And we want to make sure that people are using it because there is a lot that suggests that it is very helpful and beneficial. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we can keep everybody safe. So it is very important that you're wearing your mask at all times, even when you are in the staging areas like we talked about before. So exiting the building, as you're leaving, right before you're about to leave the building, you'll hand over your mask and give it to your teacher. Then you should be on your way either to where you're getting picked up, and that would be the same as those drop-off areas that we talked about, and or getting on the bus or walking home. So whichever way you're going, you kind of need to keep moving off of school grounds and not loiter and kind of hang around in those spots, because that can be unsafe too, and we don't have enough people to continue to watch and supervise to make sure that you are being socially distanced and following all the protocols that we have at school. So please do what you need to be doing. We don't want to have to come up with separate individual plans for people. So as soon as we're done with school, it is time for you to go home and or go to wherever else you need to go for the afternoon. And I think that should cover it. So like I said, any questions or anything like that, just let us know. And we look forward to seeing you back here real soon.